Hi everyone, my name is Bobby. I'll be taking us through our workout routine today. And before we get into it, let's just go ahead and start with a nice steady march here. We're going to start to get our heart rate elevated a little bit. Now, I'm just going to briefly explain the type of workout we're going to be doing. It's called arms race today. We're going to be hitting mostly the upper body and our core. So it's going to include our chest or our pecs, our shoulders here or our deltoids, biceps and triceps, our arms, and then also our backs, so our lats and our rhomboids, traps, and then also our core. Now, if you guys haven't already, I would highly recommend checking out one of the warm-up classes that's also on this channel. We want to make sure that our body is nice and prepared before we start this class. We're going to start off with this little bit of a 2 to 3 minute warm-up here, but this is just going to make sure that the muscles that we're working out in this class are nice and prepared, but we want to make sure the whole body is warmed up, so definitely check out one of the warm-up videos if you haven't already. Now, if you'd like to change it up, we can move from side to side here. Again, we want to keep the lower body moving. We also do a box, so we can make a box with our feet here. Again, we just want to keep our body, especially our lower body, moving as we warm up here. I'm going to continue with the march in place. And we get our upper body moving here. We're going to start with some crossbody swings. On the outstretch here, when we bring our arms out to the sides, we can open up our palms a little bit, really make sure we're stretching out those pec muscles, opening up the chest. And when we cross, again, don't want to round out our back, but make sure we're keeping a nice neutral spine throughout this warm-up. Awesome job, everybody. Keep it up. And here in about 5 seconds, we're going to move over to some arm circles in 3, 2, 1. Again, keeping that lower body moving, we can move from side to side if we like, make a box, or continue to march in place. One of these arm circles first going forward, and in about 15 seconds here, we're going to go backwards. Really warm up the deltoids, the front, lateral, and rear parts of the deltoid. Great job. Now let's switch backwards. Again, moving that lower body, getting our heart rate pumping. Good work. In about 15 seconds here, we're going to move into a tricep stretch. Again, just want to make sure that our entire upper body is warmed up, ready to go. Let's go to a tricep stretch here in 3, 2, 1. We're going to bring our arm up above our head. We don't want to grab it at the joint, so we can either grab here and hold at the tricep or on the forearm. Hold this for about another 5 seconds and then switch arms. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to switch again. Don't want to grab on the joint, but solid part of the bone, so either the tricep or the forearm here. Again, feeling a nice stretch through our tricep and even a little bit in our lats. Hold this for another 5 seconds and we're going to go to a bicep stretch. In 3, 2, 1. We're going to take one arm in a supinated position and we're going to just lightly pull on our fingertips backwards. You should feel a nice stretch to the top of your bicep here. As you just lightly pull, again, we want to stretch just to the point of discomfort, slight discomfort. Don't want to cause any injuries here. Hold this for another 5 seconds and switch arms. 3, 2, 1. Again, supinated position. Just pull the arm and the fingertips slightly down. Feel a nice stretch to the top of the arm through the bicep. And also through the forearm. Hold this for another 5 seconds. Then we'll move on to our last stretch here. With our back in 3, 2, 1. I want us to stand to one side here, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. We're going to drop our hips slightly. Let this front leg bend. We'll feel a stretch through our hip flexor, through the front of our hips here. And the foot that is back, I want you to take that same side. We're going to raise this arm up towards the ceiling and bend slightly to the opposite side. We should feel a nice stretch through our lats here. Hold this for about 10 seconds before we switch sides. Again, through this stretch, we should also be feeling a good stretch through our hip flexors here. 3, 2, 1. Great job. We're going to switch sides. Again, whichever foot is back, and lift that arm up to the sky. First, make sure that we have a nice stable base of support though, so before you do that, make sure that you're nice and stable here. You're feeling that stretch through your hip flexor before bringing this arm up. and towards the other side, keeping a nice neutral spine. Again, feel that stretch here through our lats. Hold this for another 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Great work, everybody. Now that we're all warmed up, we're gonna go ahead and start getting into this exercise here. Now for our routine, we don't need any equipment. You can just use your arms to get a nice workout. If you'd like to, we can definitely add some weights here, which I have. If you don't have weights at home, you can also use a milk jug, half-gallon jug, some soup cans, anything that has weight. I'm gonna start off here with a bicep curl. There's 2 ways. You can keep your hands completely supinated the entire time as you perform this lift, or we can get a little bit of wrist rotation here, working in a transverse plane as we rotate the dumbbells to our side. And this will get a brachioradialis working, which is muscle that runs along the side of the bicep and crosses the elbow joint. Again, it performs the rotation of supination and pronation. So by rotating our wrist through this motion, we're gonna hit that muscle a little bit more than we normally would. Do about another 10 seconds of these, and then we're gonna move into a dumbbell press. Awesome work, guys, keep it up. Glad you guys are here today. In 5 seconds here, 4, 3, 2, 1. With our dumbbells, we're gonna go out to the side here. I wanna make sure that we're in a straight line from here to here. Across the upper part of our body is where we want that straight line. We're gonna press up and back down. Now, again, 2 different ways to perform this movement. We can go straight up with our weights, or we can bring them close together. By performing the second movement, we're just gonna work the lateral head of the deltoids a little bit more by really contracting this muscle and bringing the weights together. We're gonna do this for another 10 seconds, and then we're gonna combine those 2 movements in 3, 2, 1. Great job. Now we're gonna lower the weights. We're gonna go into a bicep curl, bring it out, swing our weights out to the side, then forward dumbbell press here, back in. Great work. A modification for this exercise, when we bring our dumbbells up, we're gonna bring them towards our face, and then this is called an Arnold press. So once our weights are right in front of our face, we're gonna swing out to the side, and then press up into the middle, then back down on our dumbbell bicep curl. Arnold press works the rear part of the deltoid back here. By initiating this movement here, it's going to work the rear head of the delt. Great work, everybody. You can see you're putting in some awesome work. Maybe you've been sweating a little bit. Good stuff. Do another 10 seconds before we move on to our next exercise. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. Great work. I'm gonna move to the side here, just form a little bit to show a little bit of what I mean. So what we're gonna do is we're going to push our hips back in order to get in the proper position for this next movement, which is going to be the bent over dumbbell row. Again, though, we don't want to think about bending over. We want to think about pushing our hips back. It will set us in the right position. We'll be doing this with both dumbbells. And the cue for this is to pretend as if there was a softball or a baseball between your shoulder blades. And you want to try and squeeze and pop that baseball or softball by bringing your shoulder blades and your rhomboids together, squeezing them during the contraction part of this exercise. And you'll feel the right muscles working. We're going to tuck our elbows as well, get them nice and close into our sides, not flaring them out. Keep them nice and tucked. Great work. We're going to move to the second exercise here in 10 seconds. Keep it up, everybody. 3, 2, 1. We're now going to move into a tricep kickback. So in that same position, with our hips pushed back, we're going to be in the contraction position of the bent over row. And from here, we're going to extend our arm backwards to perform the tricep kickback. With both dumbbells here. Again, we're going to make sure our elbows are nice and tucked to make sure we're not cheating, to get that weight back. You can also pause for a second at the bottom before contracting and pushing out. That will help keep the swinging motion out of here, because again, that would be cheating, which we don't want to do. Again, we want to get a nice full workout in. Completely contract the muscles. Stop at the bottom. Maintain a nice neutral spine with those hips pushed back. We'll be done here in 10 more seconds. Great work. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm going to take a quick break here. If you'd like to join me, just get some water. We're about halfway through this workout. Awesome stuff, guys. I'm not sure about you, but I am definitely sweating. All right. So, we're going to get back in that position that we were just in, with our hips pushed back. Now we're going to combine those two movements that we just performed. So, the row to the tricep kickback. Great work. Again, we'll maintain a nice neutral spine. Squeeze that baseball between your shoulder blades. Keep those elbows tucked. Push that weight back. Great work. Got another 10 seconds of these before we move on to the next exercise. Keep up the awesome work, everybody. 3, 2, 1. All right. We're now going to move into a crossbody hammer curl. A regular hammer curl, we bring these dumbbells just up in a neutral position, so just a regular fist here. But this is going to be the crossbody variation, so we're going to bring our arms out slightly to the side. We're going to bring each dumbbell to touch the opposite side pec muscle. And again, this is going to work the brachioradialis muscle, which can often get missed in a lot of arm-focused or upper body workouts. The key with this is when you get to the top of the contraction, flex your bicep as hard as you can, and you'll really feel that bicep work through this exercise. Keep it up, everybody. Another 10 seconds of these. Move on to the next one. Keep it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to move into a dumbbell fly, so a nice neutral spine. I want to raise with just our shoulders. We don't want to be using our back in this exercise. By keeping the back out of it, we're isolating the lateral head of the deltoids. Great work. With these, we want to be very careful not to go past 90 degrees with our arms. If anything, it's better to almost go to about here. Just about parallel to the floor. Going any higher than that will increase the risk of injury to the deltoids. Another 5 seconds, we'll move on to the next exercise. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're now going to move to a standing oblique crunch. So we're going to keep holding on to our weights here. We're going to flex almost at our ribs, or at our, right here, where the rib cage ends. I'm going to flex there, and you should feel a slight stretch on the opposite side and a contraction on the same side that is folding. Again, we want to maintain a nice neutral spine with this, but we should feel our obliques working through this exercise. Keep our neck in line with our spine. Great work, everybody. Another 10 seconds of these. And then we're gonna move onto the floor to some chest exercises. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We can drop our weights now. We'll first get down into tabletop position. I have to move a little bit away from the camera so I'm too tall. We get into a push-up position here. We can first start out on our hands and knees here. Lowering down. We want to make sure that we're not flaring our elbows too bad, but also not keeping them completely tucked in the body. Usually about a 45-degree angle away from your body is where your elbows should be moving. Feel a nice contraction through the pec muscles. If we'd like to up the intensity a little bit, we can move from hands and knees to hands and toes. Great work. Keeping a nice neutral spine, making sure the entire body is moving as one. Keeping those hips in a neutral position, not too high, not too low. Do 3 more of these, and then move on to the second chest exercise. 2, last one. Great work. So we'll need our dumbbells now for this next exercise. Again though, you always have the option of just body weight. We're going to lie on our back with our legs at a 90-degree angle here. We're going to get into a position of a bench press. This is called a floor press. We grab our dumbbells. This is a very nice benching technique if your shoulders or elbows are injured. This allows the chest to get worked without putting too much stress on the elbows or shoulders, because your arms cannot go past 90 degrees here. So maintain a nice neutral position, staying injury free. Pressing the weights up away from our chest before dropping back down. Got another 5 of these, and then we'll move on to the next exercise. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Awesome work. Keep up, guys. We're close to the end here. Now we're gonna move into side-to-side crunches. So, in a seated position here, turn legs at 90 degrees again, similar to how they were before. We'll raise our arms out in front. And now we're gonna form a crunch, but we're gonna move our hands, which is gonna force our whole torso to move from side to side. And get some nice rotation in the transverse plane and really work our core. So, the hands to the left side of the body, back to neutral, the right side, neutral, then down the middle. With this, we really want to make sure we're engaging the core and not using our neck to lift our head off the floor. We want to start this movement with our core right here. And keep our neck in line with our spine and not flex it, causing an injury. Keep it up, everybody. Left, right, middle. Left, right, middle. Got another 10 seconds of these. Push through, everybody. Close. Last one here. Great work. All right. Now at your own pace, slowly make your way back up to a standing position. Great work. We're just gonna get a bit of a cool down going here. First, we're gonna start off with arm cross chest. There's 2 ways that you can hold this stretch. Again, we don't want to grab at the joint here. We can keep our arm nice and straight and hold at the forearm, or we can grab our trusty tricep here and hold this stretch. You guys did awesome today. I'm super proud of you. 5 seconds here, we'll switch arms. 4, 3, 2, 1. free to just kind of work it out for a second before switching arms. Again, I'm gonna grab at a solid part of bone or muscle, not at the joint. The option of here, the tricep, or at the forearm. Really feel that stretch through. Make sure we're continuing to breathe so we bring our heart rate down. If we'd like to, keep moving. Get a nice march in place, side step if you like. Great job, feel free to shake it out. We're gonna end here with just another trusty tricep stretch since we worked those arms quite a bit. Again, grabbing here at the tricep or the forearm, but not at the elbow. You guys did awesome. Go ahead and switch arm, but we shake it out for a second. Proud of you all. I hope you guys all enjoyed this arms race workout. Shake that last one out. Thank you guys again for joining me. You guys worked and pushed yourselves hard today. Have a good one.